Welcome to One Set Feeling with Shanky's Clips, where we show you smaller clips of our larger episodes. So keep watching and keep learning. I want to understand the very first question. I keep listening and I keep people saying that find yourself. What do you exactly mean by when you say find yourself?
I think when I think about finding yourself, I always think about what my values are, and I feel like when we are growing up, especially in my teenage years, you start thinking about very slowly. You start thinking about the things that, or you start noticing the things that start to trigger you, or the things that start to make you happy, or even the things that make you upset, or even like the things that start to matter to you. And I feel like growing up, it's about like finding these things, like basically making your own moral compass. For me, for instance, when I've navigated this whole journey of finding myself when I went to college. Like I grew up with this twin sister.
Right.
Like always, her friends became my friends. I was living, not literally, but like sometimes I felt like I was living in her shadow and all that. So when I
Got
went
it.
to university, I was like, I need a break free. I need to find who I am. I need to find myself. I need to find what my values are. Maybe they're very different from hers. Maybe they're very different from what my parents think it should be.
Should be. Absolutely.
So then finding myself, I started noticing that things like one of my values would be like curiosity. I don't like believing in things just because I'm told to since birth.
Amazing.
I hate it. Like
That is so good.
I will never blindly believe in something just because it's like, your family believes in it. Or I'm maybe like ambition. I don't like to settle for me. I don't like set. I don't. I want to like always step a step further.
Absolutely.
Or like self-care and like introversion. That's a big value that I hold. When I was like discovering this whole journey of finding myself, like I don't like talking to people a lot, like 24/7. I cannot. Like every party I go to, I get peopled out. Like that's something I learned about myself after going to college. I was like, I have a handful of very close friends, but in weekends and in like evenings, I like to spend time with myself. I like to do things alone, and I prefer it that way. Like the difference between loneliness and solitude, I like it. I see it as a strength. So I feel like these kind of things, like finding yourself, it's knowing the things that make you happy, the things that make you angry, the things that matter to you. And you can only really do that when you go away and figure it out for yourself.
Right. Do you think writing this book, Teenage Chronicles, was one of the
Uh,
ways to find yourself?
Yes, 100%. Because I feel like there's so many things that always, as a teen, bottled up inside you, but they need to come out. They definitely need to come out. And so when I was writing, like you said, I was able to do that. I was able to unabashedly say everything that was at the tip of my tongue or the bottom of my heart without feeling like judged for it. Like all my insecurities, all my fears, everything I felt, like I said, from school when I felt like something was seriously wrong with me, like everything was just, it had a space. And I learned a lot of things
Right.
about myself in the process of that.
Amazing. So when we talk about this, Sanya, a lot of people, as you mentioned, you bottled up everything and then you put it out on your book,
Yeah.
right? So in today's world, also in today's age as well, there are a lot of people. I'm not just talking about teenagers here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about everyone. Okay, like everyone. There is so much that we bottle it up within ourselves and we don't say it.
Yeah.
I want to understand, why don't we say it? Like, why don't people just open it out? Like,
Yeah.
just go out and just scream it out. Why don't people do that? Are they scared?
Yeah. I think there's definitely an element of fear, and they're scared because
Of what?
of being judged. Like I will tell you, like when I was in school, I always kept things inside me. Like I had social anxiety, for instance. I would keep it inside me because I knew that there was a whole like group of people who were extroverts, who were like always popular, and I felt like that's the right way to be. And I felt like if I am bringing this aspect of my personality out, I'll just be judged for it, because like that's not the right way to be.
Right.
So yeah, definitely it's a lot of fear. It's a lot of fear of putting yourself out there because you feel like you're just not good enough.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And does that bring down your self-confidence as well?
Definitely. I feel like as teens, we always look for external validation. We always look for things around us rather than within us. But as over the years, I realized that, nobody really gets to decide how I get to feel.
Absolutely.
Like literally the only thing that we have in control is our mind. But then with the whole social anxiety thing, I always felt like, okay, what are they gonna say? What are they gonna perceive me as? When it was really just a battle with my mind.
But why do you think like people are so worried about external validations? Why do they want external validations?
I think
Why
external.
do they keep running behind it?
External validation is interesting. So I had this physics teacher in high school, which I actually met because I did a talk in my high school. So crazy, but back in the day, when I was in 9th grade, around 2017, 2018, he told me you should always operate from happiness and not for happiness. And I feel like that's the way that I see external validation, because it's always this kind of like mirage that we're always trying to chase, but we never really get anywhere because you can't please everyone. Until and unless you're like andar se you're happy, you can never really rely on, you can never be happy by just relying on others for approval. And I feel like as somebody who has always been a people pleaser,
Right.
always determined my worth based on what other
Others
people
would-
think of me. Now I really see that it's really just like unless and until you can operate from happiness and internally be happy, you can never really be happy by looking for others for approval. Like I feel like we all have this ability to feel whole and complete and alive even when others choose to walk away from our lives. I think we all can feel great even when others think we're dumb. Like
We're dumb.
until and unless we have that mindset, we can never be happy.
And but how does this mindset come into the picture? Say anyone who's listening to this
Yeah.
episode again, Sania, like everyone is going through this.
Yes.
Trust me, like
Everybody-
everyone is going through
external
this.
validation.
So if you had to tell us, how can someone start working on this, like to get better, to come out of this? Because I see you right now sitting right
Yeah.
here, and I see you are so confident right now. And I'm
Yeah.
sure you've gone through so much, but you're
Yeah.
sitting here with this confidence. How did you manage to come out of this?
Yeah. So I think you always have to go through like all the bad stuff before reaching this awareness. So another sort of thing where I always instance where I seeked external validation was when it comes to like my body. My body has gone through like a whole roller coaster of phases, and then like when I was skinny, I would look for external validation to feel good. But then when I would listen to their advice and like eat more, even then everyone had a problem. They would be like, "Oh my gosh, you should stop eating." So then I realized, then like khud se you get this awareness that okay, they are never gonna be satisfied. Like again, you're trying to chase something which doesn't have a destination. If I look in the mirror every day and I'm happy with what I see, then really the only approval that matters is
Yours.
what I grant to
Absolutely.
myself, mine, not anyone else's. And so I feel like this awareness and this understanding really came after so much people pleasing, so much not being able to say no, so much external validation that after a while you're like, they are never going to be happy. And then you stop trying because then you realize that you're wasting your time. Like now I will never look at what my relatives have to say about how I look because I know I look good. Like if I feel good, then
Absolutely.
I look good. Then I know I am good.
I'm so motivated with this,
Yeah.
Sania. So if you have to give one advice to people, what is that one advice to all the teenagers, to all the adults listening to this episode? What is that one advice would you give them?
Like around external validation or just general?
Just in general, like how to move ahead in life, how to be strong and just not think about things,
Yeah.
whatever is bothering you right now, not think about what people say,
Yeah.
not think about what people think of you. What advice
Yeah,
would you
I
give?
think one thing to keep in mind is we all may have our weaknesses, we all have our strengths, but really if there's like, that's the one thing we share, like is that we are all flawed. Like I look at my sister, there are so many things that she has that I think that I'll never be. She's this most out, like literally I was in London with her a couple of weeks ago and she's like the life of a party. Like that is her strength. She's so empathetic, so outgoing, always putting people first. But then I realized that, okay, maybe that's not my strength. But there are so many things that I am good at. I'm introspective. I enjoy my alone time. Mainly, I'm comfortable with
Absolutely.
enjoying my own company, and so the fact that we all have our flaws just shows that we should never be comparing ourselves to anyone, and we should never be seeking external validation, because it's the one thing we share, that we are so imperfect, like each and every one of us. And I feel like learning that and seeing that just puts a lot of weight off your shoulders. Yeah.
And I think with that, to everyone, no one is perfect here.
No one.
Not me sitting here, not Sanya, not anyone. So if you feel at any point that you've started comparing yourself to others in a way that, okay, he's so perfect or she's so
Yeah.
perfect and I am not, they are earning so well, I am not, stop with that. I think everyone will grow through life and they will be a better person as they keep
Yeah.
moving forward.
Definitely. Yeah.
Right, great. If you've liked these shorter clips here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And to watch the full podcast of these same clips, you can go to our main channel and watch the whole podcast. Until then, see you.